Interview and sleep deprivation. What could possibly go wrong?
What is your feeling to left behind those amazing songs and those amazing millions of fans of those stories?
Well, I'm not sure what you mean by left behind. If you mean abandoned, no. You mean just how does it feel to not be writing those characters anymore? Well, in both cases, it was a sad experience because I was really enjoying writing the characters. In the case of the Hulk, Marvel Comics decided they wanted to go in a different direction with the character, one that I felt was not advisable and that the fans would reject. And when I refused to write it, they said, okay, fine, bye-bye. And they did the character the way that they want to do the character, and much to my complete lack of shock, the fans hated it. And eventually, over time, the fans have slowly come back because ultimately the characters are bigger than the individuals. I'm simply the caretaker of the Hulk, and of course it was Marvel's right then, as it is now, to do whatever they want with the character because they are the ones who own it, and what they say goes. With Aquaman, it was a different situation. I felt that my ability to tell stories was being hamstrung by editorial dictates, and I finally said, enough, because I don't mind taking editorial instruction, but they were conflicting. They would tell me, we want to have Aquaman depicted as a strong leader, and we want to have him acting alone as much as possible. Well, it's hard to depict someone as a strong leader if he's not leading anyone. They said they wanted to have heavy-duty political stories, but they didn't want anything set in Atlantis, which is where the political Aquaman stories would be told. And I finally said, you know what? I don't know what you want. Bring in someone else who can obviously give it to you because I got nothing. And so I left of my own volition. And in both cases, though, I hated leaving the fans behind because I felt that I had much more to say. But if I'm going to serve the fans properly, then I have to be able to tell the stories in the way that I want to tell them. Obviously, there's always going to be compromise because they're corporately owned. But when it comes down to it, if I can't tell stories that I think are worth the fans' time, then I'm going to be wasting the fans' money.
You're a master genius of these. That's what I think. And
I like that. I'm going to get a T-shirt that says Peter David, Master Genius. I like that.
I meant that you are behind these major stories. What kind of mind do you have? How you can live with those many words running around inside?
My mind is a dark, scary place that you really don't want to be in. Well, think of it this way. Everybody has inner darkness. Everybody has frustrations. And in America, pretty much everyone has a psychiatrist. The fortunate thing for me is that I am able to work out my personal frustrations and my angst and my grief and whatever else is going on in the comic books. If I see something in the news that I think is terrible, and I'm going, oh my God, why did this have to happen this way? I can write a story where I can make it happen a different way. If I'm having all kinds of personal difficulties, I can work those out within the behind the fictional curtain of a comic book, and people will go, wow, that seems like a very deeply emotional story. And they won't realize, unless they see this interview, that it's stuff going on in my life that I'm trying to see from all different aspects. It's basically, it beats having a therapist because they pay me.